Quick disclaimer before the video starts. Somali people are one, but they have different dialects. Recently they come in different passports too, and I am a witness of that. This video is for educational purpose and is not in any way related to politics, and I barely care for politics. So, points to note. I guess by now we already know the English letter X is equal to ha, KH is equal to ha, C is equal to A. This far most of us know these three letters. Among my personal most difficult ones are DH, which is th or thought, I couldn't tell which, and D, which is the. These letters will come in handy when watching the next presentation. First time I saw a Somali map, I always wondered why the compass had W at the top. In my head, W means west, so I was wondering why west will be at the top. But later on I came to realize that W stands for Wakoi, which means north, and K stands for Komfur, which means south. These two will be very important in today's video since the accents spoken in the north and the south are quite different, and I will be giving an example of each. This is me, Aniga. My father is Abo, and my mother is Hoyo. My sister is Abayo, and my brother is Aboy, or like they call it in the north, Walal. My father's father is Awowe, and my father's mother is Ayeyo, but you can also just call them Abo and Hoyo. My father's sister is Edo, and my father's brother is Ader. My mother's father is Awowe, and my mother's mother is Ayeyo. Them two you can also just call them Abo and Hoyo. Unlike Swahili, the parents-in-laws don't call each other anything. Instead, they just call each other by their names. My mother's brother is Abti, and my mother's sister is Habariyar. Here is where it starts to get tricky, and people start to have two names. My Ader's wife will be Ayo Ader in the north and Edo in the south. If they have a child, we will be Ilma Ader. If my Edo has a child, we will be Ilma Abti Ilma Edo, also known as Dupri. If my Abti has a wife, she will be Ayo Abti in the north and Habariyar in the south. Their child will also be Dupri. If my Habarir has a child, we will be Ilma Habred or Habarudag. Say two siblings, one is your father and one is your father's sister Edo, and they both have one child each. We call this one Abdi and we call this one Muhammad. So Abdi will call Muhammad Ilma Edo, literally meaning Edo's child. And Muhammad will call Abdi Ilma Abdi, since he is his mother's brother's child. The two children will call each other Ilma Abdi Ilma Edo, also known as Dupri. Finally you get married and your wife will call you Wadadka or Ninka or Odeikeya. You will call her Has or Islan Taylor. Your wife's father is your Sodok and your wife's mother is your Sodoh. Your wife's brother is your Sedi and your wife's sister is your Dumashi. She will also call both your brother and sister Dumashi. Your wife will call your father Sodog and she will call your mother Sodoh. If you have children, your boy child will be Inan or Wilkega, and your girl child will be Inan or Gabadeiba. If you have more than one child, your firstborn will be your Urad and your lastborn will be your Guridambes. If you marry a second wife, she will be called Minyaro, but the wives will call each other Tangalo. Your children will call her Ayo Abo or Edade Abahei Qabo. If she has children, boy child will be called Inan and girl child will be called Inan or Wilkega and Gabadeiba. Step brothers and step sisters will call each other Abowe and Abayo or Walala. Here is where things get complicated since Somali hierarchy ends with you. This means you will hear a lot of Anu Ahai instead of clear titles. Something like grandchild is called Awawan Wahai. But everyone in the hierarchy going up has a name or title. For example, big brother is Eb or Ebo. Your father's brother is your Ader or Abo. Your father is your Abo. Your grandfather is your Awowe. Your great grandfather is Awolavat. Then we have something like Sultan, Ugas. Things like engineer and professor are also there in Somali language. I don't know exactly what they stand for. Moving on, if your child gets married, his wife will be Sodokban Wahai, and their child will be Awoban Wahai, and their child's child will be Awolawad Ban Wahai. That guy's kid will be Awsadhad Ban Wahai. I personally think the older Somalis get, the more they stop caring about titles. Who knows, it might be true.